Om Swastirastu. I would like to thank Bhanu Didi for inviting us and giving us this opportunity to share these nuggets of information that we are finding about our ancient civilization and the practices of our ancestors, their ethos, their values, so that it can guide us forward for the next few millennia. And we would like to share it with everyone across this world so that as a whole world we can move forward as one global family, as Guruji says, Vasudaiva Kutumbakam. So coming to the Veda, we were talking about the word Patanga. Patanga, the word comes from pata, which is a flag. It means a flat piece of cloth. So butterfly's wings are like a flat piece of cloth. So a butterfly is called a Patanga. And if you look at it, there was one of the slokas in the Veda, which is called the Maya Bheda sloka. And this is attributed to a Rishi called Patanga Maharshi. And this Rishi and this sloka is actually a sloka which is meant to be recited when they are performing a ritual and an offering to the sun. We are in a land of gods and land of rituals, Bali, and I don't think there could be a better place to explain this shloka than this particular land. This is an offering hymn which is sung when they make an offering to the sun. The first shloka is, the butterfly anointed with the maya of the Asura can be seen by wise seers with their minds and heart. These enlightened can then see clearly the radiance of that which rises forth from within the ocean, breaking through its being in all the directions it desires. So that's the first sloka. We will see how this is the exact translation. The actual meaning we will see subsequently. Let's go through the three slokas. The butterfly, that is the sun, bears in its mind the vak, which the Gandharva in its womb is singing soundlessly. That brilliant one's resounding mind, the wise literally drink in at this enlightening juncture. The never-resting sun is seen moving between the northern and southern halves, coming near and going beyond, journeying in its path, continually revolving. You may be wondering why I'm wanting to explain this Maya Bheda Shloka and what does it have to do with us and the environment? How does it have any relevance to this conference at all? The sun this Rishi is equating the sun to a Patanga. So he says the sun is like a butterfly in the sky, a flat disk which is flitting and going across the sky, in movement across the sky. It flies across the sky. And this Rishi, the seer, who is sitting and making the offering to the sun, he is saying this Rishi's mind, and he says that the sun represents the magic of nature. The Maya is magic, the illusion. And the Maya Asura, Maya Asura, are engineers par excellence, who lived about at least 5,000 years ago. They lived, and there are a few people living even today in India, and they are traditionally architects, engineers by profession. And these are the people who in days bygone have built the beautiful cities of Ayodhya, of Dwaraka, of Sri Lanka, of Lanka, of Ravana. So these are the people who have built, and these Asuras have the magical power to create illusion, and nature has got this magic power to create this illusion of a sun whose white light that emerges actually contains the 7 colors which we don't see. It is only when you put it through a prism that you get to see the 7 colors, which are like the wings of the butterfly. But so for the Rishi, whose mind, or for anybody who has sharpened his mind like a prism, he is then able to discern, separate out the 7 colors from this single color and see the magic in nature. At the same time, when he is doing this when he is making this offering, if he can unite himself with the nature, he will also be able to listen to the soundless song that is there in nature. which is represented as the song of the sun. And he calls it the song of the Gandharva, because Gandharva are semi-divine beings who represent beauty, art, music, dance. But these are not things that can be discerned by a human ear. So he says that if you unite yourself and your consciousness with the nature, then you can listen to this beautiful song of nature. So on one side, he's talking about seeing the diversity and the different colors. The other side, he's talking about uniting and listening to the soundless music of the sun. But what is the soundless music all about again? It is nothing but talking about the rhythm in nature. The song is being sung to the beats of nature, to the rhythm in nature, which in ancient Indian language was called Rita. And that is the source for the word rhythm. And what is this Rita all about? The sun coming and going. The day, the rotations, the revolutions, all that is happening in the cosmos, which gives you the days, the nights, the seasons, the sun's traversal from the tropic, from one end to the other, the, the movement of the axis of the sun, which is why you have your global warming and your ice ages. All of these are all to do with the movement in the cosmos, which are all rhythmic, which are all cyclic. And the Rishi who is uttering the shloka when he is doing this Homa and offering to the sun, if he realizes, when he makes his offering, he drinks in all this enlightenment, all this information, all this knowledge about the sun, and unites himself with nature. And if we can, therefore, this Maya, Bheda, Sloka, these three verses have a lot of relevance to us as well. If we can understand the import of this, then we will see how, the whole nature is nothing. What is environment? It's nothing but the nature around us. And if we can listen to the music of this nature and be in unison with this, then there would really be no conflict. There would really be no crisis situation. And because of this shloka, one really wonders whether it is because of the butterfly, the Patanga, that this Rishi got his name, Rishi Patanga, or because it was sung by Rishi Patanga that the butterfly got its name, Patanga. So it is little wonder. I mean, look at the significance that they have attached to the butterfly. And it's little wonder that, it's associated with this kind of a chain reaction. But unfortunately, the scientists have been talking about this butterfly effect only in connection with disasters. They say how even a smallest change can trigger the largest disaster. But fortunately, we have people like Guruji and Bhanu Didi here who are talking about how you can look at this from a positive way, how the smallest change, a positive change, can also magnify and become a larger change. Even in your body, a small illness can then, if neglected, can lead to a much larger disease. And the reason why we need to look at this is this particular information. All this rhythm in nature is actually, we're talking about environment, we're talking about nature and environment, and we cannot forget that this environment is continuously changing. And we need to understand this music of the environment. We need to live and dance to this rhythm of the environment. You cannot do in summer what you do in winter. You cannot eat in summer what you have to eat in winter. So the whole issue of this globalization, where we are eating different foods all through the year, we are continuously living in AC even during winter, all of this is what is leading to a lot of other problems as well, which is being called as the butterfly effect from a disaster point of view. But if you look at it, if you can keep changing continuously with the environment and look at this change as a celebration rather than as a revolution, then you can really make this into a positive effect. It can cascade and snowball into a positive effect. And the difference, there's a beautiful difference between these two words, reformation and transformation. Reformation is something where you're focusing on something wrong and trying to bring about a change to correct it. Whereas transformation is something where you're focusing on something that is correct and trying to bring about a change to move in that direction. And so just like this butterfly, which starts as a caterpillar and willingly accepts the metamorphosis process and undergoes this transformation to become this butterfly, in itself giving joy to others and is also a joy to watch. This transformation, such a kind of transformation is what we need to adapt when we are handling with the environment. We need to understand, dance to the tune of this environment, and this is why a butterfly bears a lot of significance, and I really appreciate Didi for having chosen this theme of butterfly and bees. They go together naturally, and it really has a lot of significance and bearing on the environment. And I would just like to end how this butterfly is a tribute. It's a symbol of the colorful sun in the sky. It is a symbol of the carrier of knowledge across generations. The simple being of a butterfly is a symbol for the eternal and transmigrating soul and the consciousness in the universe. It is a symbol of the magical beauty that you can find in nature, the Maya. It is a symbol of the soundless, sublime music of the Gandharva. It is actually dancing to its own music, something that we are not able to hear. It's flitting and floating in the sky very happily to its own music. It's a symbol of the rhythmic beats of Rita, the cosmic order. If we can, every time we see a butterfly, if we remember the Maya Veda sloka, we will immediately connect to the cosmic order and the cosmic rhythm. It's a symbol of the evolving environment which continuously is under a metamorphosis itself to adjusting itself to the order of motion in the universe. And finally, it's a symbol of how we have to adapt to transformation, both with joy ourselves so that we can end up giving joy to everybody around. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.